believe I'm recording 2 videos in a row. What is this? Who am I? What is happening? Oh my god. Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Hello. Yes. I was originally not going to do this review like right now, because if you watched my last video, you know that I wanted to do the June TBR instead, but then I was just sitting here and I was like, hey, might as well. Instead of doing homework, I'll record another video because I don't know. In the month of May, I started reading Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. You might have seen the trailer for the show, or like actually watched the show. I'm not really, like, it's pretty popular. Everyone's like talking about it and stuff. This book is really good and I love it, but I'll get into that later. This book is about basically this angel called Aziraphale and this demon called Crowley. I mean, I call him Crowley in the show, they call him Crowley, but I'm just gonna call him Crowley in this review. But it's about these two, this angel and this demon, and basically what is happening, I keep looking away from the camera, basically what is happening is that there is this, like, the Antichrist is like being born in the beginning of the book, and it's like about Armageddon like happening, so that's kind of like what the story is about. That's like the setup. I loved this book. I mean, this is like, I forgot what I rated it because I'm smart and I was prepared for this. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun to read. I rated 4 stars, which is like really good for me. The only reason that it wasn't 5 stars is like it didn't really capture me like a lot of the 5-star rated books that I have read like have really like got my soul invested in them, but like I really loved it. The things I liked about this book are Crowley and Aziraphale's like characters and their relationship with each other. Like, I just loved reading about them. Like, every time this book like has a really wide range of point of view, so every time we would go back to like Crowley or Aziraphale being present, I would be like, oh my god, like, yes, I love you so much. And like every time they interacted, I was like, I love this so much. Like, it was just so nice to read, so I really enjoyed that. There was a really wide range of point of views, which as I mentioned, which I really liked, because there's like, for this kind of story, I think it was such a wide spanning story. Like, it's about Armageddon, so it's really something that you can't really portray well if you just do like one point of view. Then that's like very limited. So I think Pratchett and Gaiman made a really good decision, I know how to talk, by deciding to go with like a lot of different people's point of views. So we kind of get to see like what these people from like various different backgrounds like think about like the events that are happening, and also we get to like be in the heads of like the 4 horsemen, for example, and we get to be in like the head of like the Antichrist. So I found that really interesting, because like that's you know, like, it's great to see that perspective of the person who's like causing all this like commotion and like what he thinks of like the situation happening. So yeah, I also really enjoyed the writing style in Good Omens. I think it was very like British. Like, there's just something very distinctly British about it. I think it's about maybe how dry the humor was, but it's just every time I read like a very like British book. Like Hitchhiker's Guide also, like, it kind of reminded me of that kind of, like, I don't know, it was like weirdly restrained when it came to the jokes, and then some things were like explained in like they would have like a sentence, and then the next sentence would like explain something in the sentence before. I don't know what I'm saying, but like if you read it, then you know what I'm talking about when I say it has like a very distinct writing style, and I really enjoyed that because I don't usually read books that have like a writing style that's very distinct. I usually just read things that are like yeah, that was good. So it was great, like reading something in which I could really remember the writing style, and I feel like you can really tell that it's written by two authors, especially two authors who are so popular and have written so many books in the past. Like you can really tell that they like put their all into their craft, and I really like that about this book. The things I didn't like, without giving away any spoilers, is they switch point of views like a lot. Like I like that we get to see all these point of views, but like there's no like title saying whose point of view it is. So like you get into the next point of view and you're just like sitting there being like, who is this? Do I know you? What are you talking about? Who the hell are you? So like I found it pretty like tiring after a bit to like switch point of view so much, and like that's basically like my main issue with the book, was that it was just like hard to keep track of for me. And also with like a lot of books that I really like, I got through it really fast, so don't do that if you read this, because like you will get confused, and just don't do that, okay? I'm gonna go into spoilers now, so if you haven't read this book, and I highly recommend you read this book because it was very good, and I love it. And if you're going to watch the show, then read the book first, because I'm watching the show right now, and I feel like I'm having a better experience, like, knowing what's happening, like, before it happens. So, yeah, it's, go read the book if you haven't. And if you, like, are fine with spoilers or have read the book, keep watching. So spoilers, Crowley's character is, it's honestly, like, I was reading it, and, like, there's, like, this one description when they're, like, Crowley has, like, really good cheekbones or something like that, and, like, as soon as I read that, I was like, they should cast David Tennant in this, and then I remembered that they did, and I was like, yeah, that's good casting choices. Yeah, I also, like, he's a demon, and he's, like, okay, there's Neil Gaiman has said that they're not, like, a romantic couple, but also Neil Gaiman is completely wrong, and they absolutely are a romantic couple. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but, like, he had, like, these very conflicting, like, explanations of why they're not. Like, in one, he was like, oh, they're not like human males, and in the other one, he was like, oh, like, they're taking away representation from human male close friends. So he's wrong, and he's also just, like, not wanting his characters to be gay because he's wrong. So, yeah, I think it's very obvious to, like, read them as a couple, because, honestly, like, they have been friends since, like, the beginning of the universe, which I think in this is, like, some 5,500, 6,000 years ago or something. So, yeah, like, they are definitely a couple. There are, like, so many times when they're, like, discussing Armageddon happening, and Crowley is like, what's it called? He's like, hey, like, we can just like postpone Armageddon so we can spend more time on Earth together. I'm just like, dude, that is true love. Like, that is how true love sounds. And also, like, thanks obviously to Dave Tennant and Michael Sheen for this, but they play them as, like, gay as hell in the TV show, so, like, that's good. Like, they like, the way that Crowley looks, Aziraphale and the TV show, like, they're in love. But this is not about the TV show, this is about the book, so let's move on. I really liked Adam. Like, at first, I was like, oh, he's such an annoying, like, 11-year-old, like, I hate him. But I really like him. I feel like just everything they did with his character, I was like, yes! Like, yeah, like, I was just really happy about it. I also really like Pepper. I think she was cute as hell. She would probably kill me for saying that, but, like, I think she was cute. I think she was, like, a good kind of, like, child. Like, an 11-year-old who's, like, wants to, like, fight people and control things. I feel like she was a good representation of that, because I also definitely felt like that when I was 11 years old. So yeah, I really liked the, like, portrayal of, like, heaven and hell, and like how the angels and demons, like, interact with each other and stuff. I am not Christian, and I have not read the Bible. I don't know that much about Jesus apart from what the preachers on campus keep yelling at me, and they're wrong. I'm, like, 100% sure about that. So I don't know that much about, like, the Bible and stuff, but I just, like, I found it really interesting the way they portrayed it, because, like, I can definitely tell that it's not the kind of original version that people generally tell, but it's, like, I think it's very, like, you can read it and be like, yeah, like, this could be how, if these things were real, this could be how they, like, are in real life, if they were actually, like, existed. Not that I'm saying, like, they don't, I'm just saying, like, if you like, listen to what people, like, say when they talk about, like, Christianity and the church and stuff, and then you, like, look at how it's portrayed in this book, it feels like it could definitely be, like, a real version of that, like, happens, in, like, everyday life or something. Most of all, until I got to the end, this book was, like, a 3 out of 5 for me, but when I got to the end, it just, like, the end turned this into a 4 out of 5, because, the end is spoilers, obviously. I gave the spoiler warning a while ago, but I'm just repeating that because, yeah. In the end, it's basically, like, they get down to this, like, showdown, and it's, like, Adam has been told his, like, true heritage, and that he's, like, supposed to be the, person who brings the Armageddon, or whatever, and his father is, like, Satan, and everyone's like, oh my god, things. So, I know what words are. So, I love the ending, because, like, everyone keeps going on about, like, oh, this is, like, the divine plan, it's ineffable, like, this is going to happen, and, like, you don't really have a choice in it. Whenever, like, Crowley and Aziraphale are, like, trying to avert the, like, end of the world from happening, like, at the moment, it's, like, everyone who is, what's it called, like, when they're trying to avert it at the moment, they're both just like, oh, like, it will happen eventually, but we're just, like, postponing it for now, which, like, it was really sad, but it's also, like, you kind of, like, see where they're coming from, because, like, they don't want to stop enjoying, like, Earth, and they don't want, like, everyone to die, and they don't want to die themselves, most of all. But, like, in the conclusion of the book, Adam just decides to, like, stop everything. He just, like, lets everything be, like, returns everything to normal, which is, like, that's, I feel like it's just such a hopeful message that, like, it's not, like, nothing is, like, written or anything. It's just, like, even if it was written, it's, like, you know, like, there is good in the world, and yeah, it's good. Like, it's not going to come down to, like, a fight between, like, divine powers. It's just going to come down to, like, humans being humans. I don't know what it is, but, like, it's coming down to humans. So, you know, it's good, I think. And I also, at the end, Anathema Device, the witch, like, she gets delivered this book that's like she has the book called The Nice and Accurate Prophecies of Agnes the Utter Witch, and she like spends her whole life like reading that book and being like, yes, like the world is going to end like on this day and stuff. And then like after it's over and the world hasn't ended, she gets delivered a new book that's like the second like set of prophecies that Agnes Nutter like had and wrote down. And like it's like this was like it's just like Agnes Nutter could like see the future, and she knew that the world was not going to end on this day. So like I just find it so nice that like this is something that like I don't know, I just really like it. I was going to like put it eloquently, but I don't know, I just really love it. I think it's really like, I think it's a great message. I think it's a very entertaining story. The only thing I would say to not do is like don't read it too fast, because like you should really try to keep up with the point of views, because like once they show up like once or twice, they usually will show up again. So like yeah, that was the one thing I wish I had done, and if I do reread this book, I will definitely like try to go a lot slower than I did this time. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I am watching the show now. I'm 3 episodes in, so halfway. I'm not really sure if I'll do like a show review, because so far it's been pretty similar to the books. Like I don't really have any thoughts that are like very unique to the show. It's kind of like pretty much the same. Except I think the show is probably like easier to follow with point of views, because like it's faces instead of names, and I find that easier. But yeah, I might talk about that. I might not. Yes, thank you for coming. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.